We're in London, so we're here today for a couple of things. I've got a sneaky beaky meeting. I've got at the Hickster restaurant, wherever the hell that is. The Elite Investor Club has invited me back to talk with them again, which is good. So Graham Rowan is the guy that owns or is the chairman of the Elite Investor Club. So he's a top guy, and Sorry, I've been carrying my baby, my son, and he's got like a dribbly nose. I've just realised that most of my coat is full of like mucus and crap, so I better clean that up before we get to the meeting. Right. We have about 5 minutes until we get there, so I think what I'm going to do for this video is dedicate it to ICOs, initial coin offerings. Now, this is a topic where I get inundated with questions. Most ICOs are absolute cons slash scams. IPOs, so an initial public offering is when a private company launches their company onto the stock market, and they have to give away or sell at least 25% of their stock to the public. And this is normally where the founder of a company makes a ridiculous amount of money. So for example, Mark Zuckerberg, I think jumped up to $19.1 billion of net worth on the day that Facebook IPO'd, and even Spiegel, founder of Snapchat, he made about $630 million. In fact, they're sort of silent exits for some founders. So when a company launches their company onto a stock market, they're then given a ticker, which is a 3, 4, maybe a 5 letter abbreviation. For example, Amazon is AMZN, Vodafone is VOD, etc. And it's the ticker which is traded. Now, with an ICO, this is basically when a crypto launches to or tries to raise money for a future launch. And it's interesting. So this has been a bit of a gravy boat over 2017, because we had some absolute ridiculous ICOs. We had Basic Attention Token raising $35 million in 24 seconds. We had, Tezos raising $230 million in a couple of weeks. And there are a few others which raised sort of $10 to $20 million in literally minutes. Now, do you think that these cryptos launch their ICO and then the public just happen to stumble across it online and go, oh, cool, and then dump millions in? No. All ICOs are pre-arranged. And the thing is, I've done 4 pre-IPO investments, so seed round. And normally with an IPO, and it's exactly the same for ICOs, the average IPO takes about 2 to 3 years to launch, and about $3 million. So it's an expensive process. And so what companies do is they do a seed round where they drum up some money to help fund them get through the painstaking process of doing an IPO, and they eventually they do a roadshow, etc., to drum up support. When I've done the seed round or pre-sale IPO stuff, I get 100% contractually ROI, contractually agreed. So that's where the real profit is. And so it's the same with ICOs. Yeah, with ICOs. So normally you have three stages. So you have seed round, pre-sale, and public. And if you're one of the seeders, you'll get something like 50 to 100% bonus or discount. Pre-sale, you'll probably get anywhere between, 30 to 50% discount. And then the public sale, you'll get, 10 to 20% discount or bonus. And the public, the average dabbler, the average market dabbler loves to get in on early on something. And so when he or she, it's normally a he, sees an ICO, oh yeah, here's a great crypto, I'm going to get in early, I'm going to get like a 20% discount or whatnot, and he bundles money in. or capital in. 70 to 80% of ICOs crash in the first month on listing day. So whether, I don't know, for example, let's say a coin is launched at $1, within a month it's going to crash, at least anything from 20 to 80% in price within the first month. Have a look, just go to CoinMarketCap, click on one of the tabs at the top where it's trending, and then there's a thing that says recently added. Just look through all of the ICOs. And the thing is, why do you think these ICOs are crashing after listing day?
It's me!
Or not me, but it's the people that have done the seed round and the pre-sale. They're basically, they've got their 100% bonus or 50% bonus, so on the day it's listed, they're then liquid, and they're simply just cashing out, maybe pulling out their original equity, then leaving in their free tokens to then eventually appreciate, or just to pull everything out, knowing that the market's going to tank, then go back in once it's tanked 20, 50, 70% in price. So yeah, this is why most ICOs are scams. They're just, it's basically the early boys, the early birds getting in early, getting out early, realizing their profit pretty much risk-free, and it's always the public that are left handling and holding the risk every single time. So do not invest in ICOs. If there is a good project that you like, in fact there's a few projects which I'm very interested in, the Neon Exchange, Ontology, that's just launched, VeChain Thor, like these are all Rentberry, these are all projects which I'm very excited about. However, I'm not investing in them because I know what goes on behind the scenes. And also the other thing you're doing is you're losing opportunity cost. So the average ICO is, I don't know, 2 to 12 months, and most ICOs need Ether. So you hand over, so if you're launching an ICO, I give you Ether, blah blah blah. So let's say an ICO is 3 months, 3 months in duration. I give you Ether at like right now, but I won't see any returns or any liquidity. Oh, sorry, one sec. Cool, so back in another Uber, just had a nice lunch meeting, sneaky beaky meeting, could be huge. From where we left off last time, we were talking about ICOs, and I mentioned how 70 to 80% of ICOs crash after listing day, and they fall anywhere from sort of 20 to hell 80% within the first month. So if you do see an ICO which you do like, just monitor it, wait till it lists, wait till it dumps, and then get in. Now, the main reason for me personally why I don't invest in ICOs is opportunity cost. So for most ICOs, at least 90% of ICOs, you've got to pay with Ether, so the Ethereum token. And most ICOs are around, I mean, when you're investing in an ICO, you're going to be locking up your Ether for anywhere from 2 to 12 months. I guess the average is going to be about 3 months. So basically what you're doing is you're handing over all of that opportunity cost / appreciation to the venture. And if you look at how much Ether grows over, say, a 3-month period, it's ridiculous. In fact, I put some money into an ICO a while ago where I was in for 6 months, and when I got in, Ether was around $10, and 6 months later, when the ICO launched, Ether was hell, I think $90 odd. So I've lost out on all of that appreciation. There are some ICOs now that are elongating their ICO process. So instead of being 3 months, it's now 12 months, which is absolutely ridiculous because God knows what your Ether is going to grow to over a 12-month period. In a nutshell, wait until it launches, monitor it. It will invariably, or no doubt, will crash, and then jump in if it still is, or if you still believe it is a good venture. You have to remember that there's really 2 purposes of an ICO: to raise capital for the venture, yep, that's acceptable, but also to pay off the early investors, the early birds, those that get around in seed level or pre-sale level. Now, yes, I've mentioned 3, so seed, pre-sale and public sale. Sometimes these days you only get 2, pre-sale and public. But whatever you do, even if you see a pre-sale, don't think that you're getting in early, because I guarantee you that there's always someone ahead of you. So yeah, whatever discounts or bonuses they're giving you is all going to be wiped off when the crypto tanks after list day. So yeah, just my little 2 pennies on ICOs, and yeah, going to Oxford Street now, and yeah, see you in a bit. Here we are in London, Oxford Street, at the nice intimate Elite Investor Club by Graham Road, who is over that person there. So, I see a few familiar faces here already. Some of you have already heard what I've got to say, but hands up if you own any cryptos. Wow. Okay, so just get it different. Is that what, 20%? 25%, would you say? 30? Okay, there are a few students here, so interesting. Okay, thank you. And so obviously, hands up who holds anything other than Bitcoin. Okay, so you are actually a switched on group here. Well, no shit, you're the Elite Investor Club. So, cool. Now, according to my research, there's no other animal in the animal kingdom that grows as fast as a kangaroo in terms of percentage growth. And it goes from this cute little thing in your hands to Roger, the metal bucket crushing hench beefcake. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because right now, cryptos is baby Roger. It's flying under the radar, no one really cares about it. People think, oh yeah, I'm just going to squash it into the ground. It's not going to be a threat. And then before you know it, the global FX market will be crushed. It won't be long until we have an online estate agent connected to a blockchain with a smart contract layer, and you'll be able to buy a house in under 10 minutes for under a tenner. Not the house itself, but no fees, etc. It shouldn't take months. It should be like buying a pair of trainers on eBay. Who would have liked to buy Amazon, Apple, Google, IBM and Dell in 2002 at the bottom of the tech bubble pop? Yeah, we all would. And this is what you do. For the 5% that are left, we simply just get our vacuum out and start hoovering up all of the blue chip cryptos, the solid ones, the next Google or Microsoft, and then we hold and never sell.
Round of applause to Siam.
Oh, thank you.